All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Level 1 Yoga. I'm Susan. I think you all know that by now. We don't need anything specific today. Always, though, blocks if you need them. We are going to be in like a Warrior 3 pyramid, things like that. So if you need to bring the earth a little closer up to you, please have blocks, you know, the drill, your Fisher-Price cash register, whatever it is you need to bring the earth a little closer to you. But there's nothing necessary if you know that your hands can hit the ground during pyramid, or that you don't need the extra support for Warrior 3s. So I'm going to tell a little story. Kathleen's already heard this one on Thursday. I really struggled a lot this week on what to talk about because there's so much going on in the world, and I don't want to ignore it because that's the problem, but I also don't know if everybody's maybe, you know, doing what they need to do, working through it. I was really struggling on how to address how I'm feeling through all of this. And then I was walking with my daughter, Anna, the other day, and we were having a conversation that I thought was actually really interesting, just a different perspective on life. So not on life, on what's going on right now. So we were walking, and right now in my area, we have the 17-year cicadas coming out, and they're disgusting and they're everywhere. And when we go for a walk, they're like dripping from the trees, and our dog eats every single one in its pathway. And Anna, we were walking, and Anna said, "These are so gross, Mom. I really don't like these bugs. So I'm going to close my eyes for the rest of the walk. Just hold my hand and get me home." And I thought about it for a minute, and I said, "You know, Anna," I said, "I know that there's a lot of stuff that you don't want to see right now. But if you close your eyes, it doesn't go away, right?" So I said, even if you close your eyes, all of those cicadas are still all around. And if your eyes are closed, number one, you don't know what to do about it. And number two, they're not going to go away. And three, if you close your eyes, you're going to miss everything else, all the good around you. So you're not going to see that the sun is coming out from behind the clouds, and you're not going to see all the beautiful flowers that are starting to bloom, and you're not going to see, you know, our beautiful dog that we're walking, and, you know, our friends and neighbors that we can wave to. I said, so Anna, please don't close your eyes when there's something you don't want to see. Please don't do that, because you're going to miss everything else, and what that is still going to be there. So you need to figure out how to deal with it and how to address it. So I think that's just a reminder to all of us, whether your eyes are open or closed, to just be aware of what's out there, both the good and the bad, and what we can do about both, and how we can appreciate what we have and what's around us. And so that's what I just want you to think about a little bit today, and take this moment to either leave your eyes open or close them as you start to feel your practice, your intention here with a couple of breaths. So take a moment and think about what it is that you want to see in the world. Take a nice big deep breath in, and exhale, open mouth. Let it all out. Relax the jaw, let the stress out. Inhale up through the nose. And again, relax your jaw, let your mouth open as you exhale, and really sigh it all out. One more time, take a breath in, fill all the way up, fill up with all the joy around you. And exhale, let go of anything that's no longer serving you. If you had closed your eyes, please gently open them up. Take a big deep breath in, and let's just reach our arms all the way up. Start the class with a nice big stretch. Pull your shoulder blades down your back as you reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Beautiful sunny sky that's out there. I think a lot of you are practicing outdoors, so reach for the sun, reach for the clouds. Take a breath in and bring your hands down to your heart center. Let's do a couple of wrist stretches here. So let's start by opening your palms out in the front. And then we roll our hands down, taking the back of your hands together, and then bringing them back through to heart center. Okay, so let's do that a little bit faster. Just roll out the wrists, keep it going. Got this one from the lovely Miss Paula. She was in teacher training last year. I love this little wrist stretch. Okay, let's bring it around the other way. So bring your hands back to heart center. This time, open your palms to face you. Take them down and around and back together. And go ahead and do a couple of those on your own. And then bring those hands back to heart center. We're going to keep rolling the wrists as we do some seated cat-cows here. So we're going to keep your palms together. Take a breath in, elbows out to the side here, shoulder blades down your back. As you take a breath in, start to roll your fingertips towards your chest, and then down as you look up, bringing your elbows up. Getting a nice little curve in the upper part of your spine here for your cow. And then we'll take it down the other way. Roll your fingertips down towards the earth as you round out your back and look down. Let's inhale, bring it back up through that cow. And exhale, draw your belly button in, round your back for your cat. Couple more, rolling through the wrists, rolling through the shoulders, and taking it down the other direction. Let's just do one more on your own here. And come back to a neutral seat, hands to heart center. So let's inhale, reach your arms back up again. Again, shoulders down, fingertips up, and then give yourself a little bit of tension here. Pretend like you're holding onto a beach ball and squeeze that beach ball together. So you're giving lots of tension, but you're not bringing the hands together because there's that beach ball stopping you. So you're using your own body here to create a little bit of resistance. That's the word I was looking for, not tension, resistance. So keep on holding that beach ball, take a breath, and then exhale, take that beach ball over to the right and press down through the left sit bone. And then bring that beach ball back up through the center, take a breath in and exhale, take it over to the left, pressing down through the right sit bone, pulling back through the right shoulder so that you don't slump that shoulder forward. Bring it back to center. Again, let's take it to the right, up through the center, and take it to the left. And center. Keep reaching up, take a breath in. We're gonna do an open arm twist. Take your right hand behind you, left hand forward, then keep reaching for opposite ends of the mat. Pull back through the left side of your body so you stay square to the top as you open up your torso to the right. Inhale, bring it up to center. Exhale, take it the other direction. Again, we're just twisting the torso, leaving the sit bones firmly planted. And bring it back to center. And hands come down to heart center. All right, shake out the shoulders. Let's come right into a downward facing dog, okay? So take a moment here, get your dog all situated, hips up to the sky, pressing through the finger pads, through the knuckles, no pressure on your wrists here at all. Onto your tippy toes, and then bend your right knee and press your left heel down towards the mat. Bring it back up to your tippy toes on both feet. Bend your left knee, press your right heel down to the mat. Let's do it again each side. Tippy toes, bend the right knee, left heel comes down. And then switch it out, coming up onto the toes and taking the right heel down, left knee forward. This time, come up onto your tippy toes, put a slight bend in both knees, and then draw your hips up closer to the sky, pressing your chest closer to your thighs. Keep pressing through those knuckles and then press the heels down towards the earth, leaving the hips elevated. Shift forward into a plank. So now we're a nice straight line all the way from the crown of your head. Press your heels towards the wall behind you. Roll your thighs back and apart. Press your shoulders out to both sides of the mat, shoulder blades down your back. And then press back up, downward facing dog. Put a slight bend in your knees and look forward. And on your exhale, journey to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Let's hold this fold for a couple of breaths. Put as much bend in your knees as you need to get your fingertips down to the earth. Keep drawing the crown of your head down and press your hips up towards the sky, which should draw your stomach towards your thighs a little bit. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to. We're going to come into Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, so bring your hands to your shins. Nice flat back here. Take a moment to bring the crown of your head forward and your sit bones back and apart, thighs back and apart. And then back into Uttanasana, forward fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. One more time, Ardha Uttanasana and Uttanasana. You put a slight bend in your knees. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Reach it for the sky and hands down to your heart center. We're going to cross our right foot over our left. So we are going to take a forward fold here. So if you need your blocks here, you might need that to bring the ground a little closer to you. So I have my right heel in line basically with the middle of my left foot. You can have your feet close together, or you need them a little bit wider for stability. And then go ahead and pull that right hip back so you're square to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, swan dive it forward, bringing your hands to the mat or to a block. Again, we're still trying to press those hips up towards the sky and letting the crown of the head come down towards the toes. Okay, let's pull it back up, reach it all the way up. Bring your hands to heart center, uncross the legs, and we'll do it on the other side. So this time the left foot crosses over. Get yourself all situated, nice, strong, steady base. When you're ready, reach your arms up, and then swan dive nice and slow with control all the way down. And let's bring it back up. Uncross the legs, hands to heart center. And let's take a breath in and reach it back up again. Nice and controlled, swan dive down, really nice and slow, concentrating on the hips, first back and apart, all the way up to the sky as your hands come down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, find a plank pose. Hold this plank, press your heels back, crown of the head forward, and press your hips up, downward facing dog. Shift back into your plank. And then let's chaturanga your arms, pausing halfway, and then come all the way down to your stomachs. Flip your toes and press up, Cobra Pose. Heart forward, dragging your elbows back, and release it down. Let's leave your left hand right where it is and take your right arm out long on the mat. And then use your left hand, roll yourself over onto your right shoulder, onto your right hip, stacking your legs, maybe one on top of the other. If you'd like to deepen the shoulder stretch, go ahead and lift your left leg up, bend your knee, and place your left foot on the mat behind you. Roll back through the center. Bring your right hand back in, let your left arm go out long, and then press away, rolling this time onto your left shoulder and your left hip. And again, just take this as deeply as this side of your body wants. And that might be different than the other. I leave my head lifted. You can always take your head down or to a block. And then pull it back around. Bring your hands back in into that Cobra position, and let's press up, Cobra Pose. And then downward facing dog. Pressing up through table or through reverse plank, whatever works for you. And then come down to your knees to a tabletop position. And we're just going to come right up onto our knees, getting ready for gate pose. So if you need a blanket or something underneath your knees for a little extra support, go for it. We want our knees in line underneath our hips. And that would be these bones right here, not the outside. So find those bones, make sure your knees are right there. Bring your hands to heart center, and we'll take our right foot out to the right side, toes pointing towards the top of the mat. Okay, pull back through that right hip so you're nice and square. Inhale, reach your arms up. On your exhale, right hand down to your right leg, reach your left arm all the way over. Pull back through the left shoulder and reach through the fingertips. Inhale it back up to center. Let's take the left hand down to the earth, keep reaching up through the right, leave your foot planted, draw your right hip up towards the sky for a modified side plank. Inhale, bring it back up. Let's take that gate pose again. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches over, keep reaching through the fingertips. Bring it back up through center. Left hand comes down, keep reaching up. This time, lift your right toes up off of the earth, flex the right foot. Nice straight line from your hip, modified half moon. And bring the right toes down all the way up. Hands to heart center. And let's bring that knee in and we'll switch it out to the other side. Left foot comes out, nice straight line from your hip. Draw back through the left hip if it popped forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it over. Left hand comes down, right arm all the way over. Bring it back up through center. Right hand comes down to the mat. Keep your left foot planted down as you reach up. Pull up through the hips. Really reach that left hip up as high as you can. Keep reaching through the left fingertips. Modified side plank. Use your side body. Pull yourself back up. Reach neutrally up towards the sky. And then bring it back into your gate pose. And again, reach it for the sky. Take that right hand back down to the earth and then lift your left toes, flexing your foot, drawing the heel away from you, trying to lift that leg so it's a nice straight line. And then pull it back down, reach it all the way up. Draw your knee back in. Let's come back into that tabletop and back up into our downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, come to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it all the way down. Inhale, let's reach for the sky. Leave your arms extended up, keep reaching for those clouds, pull your shoulder blades down, hold on to your beach ball, give yourself lots and lots of resistance here. Take a breath in and draw that beach ball to the right. Keep on squeezing it. Bring it back up to center. And then take that beach ball to the left. And center, again, to the right. Up through center, and to the left. And up, keep reaching up. We're gonna take that open arm twist, take a breath in here. Exhale, right hand behind you, left hand forward, draw back through the left hip, pull forward with the right. Inhale it back up, take it to the other side, right hand forward, left hand back. And reach it up. And hands come down to your heart center. Shake out those shoulders if you need it. We're gonna do a sun A here. Inhale, reach it all the way up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, find a plank pose. Hold this plank, and then bend your elbows, finding Chaturanga Dandasana, maybe hovering halfway, and then release all the way down to the earth, flip your toes, and press up, Cobra. And on your exhale, press up, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, come to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And hands come down to your heart center. We'll do an extended sun A on each side. So inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, holding a runner's lunge for just a moment here. Take your shoulders away from your ears and press your left thigh up towards the sky. We're gonna step back into a plank here. So option is to plant your hands and either step your right foot back with your left or press the earth away, draw your toes up off of the earth, and then tap your knee around to your elbow, and then back to a plank. And then lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press up into a cobra or upward facing dog if you're ready. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's lift our right toes up, bend your right knee, and then stack that right hip over on top of the left. Keep trying to draw the knee up towards the sky and your heel towards your glutes, and then pull up through your left shoulder. Straighten back, three-legged dog, and then bring your right foot forward, planting in between your hands, back for that runner's lunge. Press down through your right foot, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way for the sky. Then hands down to heart center. We'll do extended on the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, hold the runner's lunge. Knee is extended off of the earth, press your heel towards the back of your mat. And again, option to step directly back into plank or plant your hands, start to lift those left toes up, drawing your knee into your chest, and then pull that knee around, tap your elbow, and then back to your plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. This time, bring your left toes up, bend your left knee, and go ahead and stack that up. Again, taking your heel towards your glute, knee towards the sky. Don't let your right shoulder dump forward. Go ahead and pull up through the shoulder. And then straighten back, three-legged dog. And then bring that knee forward, planting the foot in between your thumbs for that runner's lunge again. Press down through the left foot, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, let's bring it all the way up. And hands down to your heart center. All right, so we did 3 variations of Sun A. We will do 3 variations of Sun B. Had to think about that one. So either leave your feet hip distance apart or crawl your feet to touch or to almost touch for your chair. Depends on where your balance is and what you would like to do today. Pull your shoulder blades down, crown the head up, draw your tailbone down. Take a breath in, bend your knees, send your hips back, sweep your hands down, and then sweep your hands up, chair pose. If you lost the thighs, take those thighs back and apart. And forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, either plank or downward facing dog. If you're in downward facing dog, we'll meet you there. If you're in plank, go ahead and lower down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling up into your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take your right foot up. Go ahead and place it in between your hands. We're gonna rise up into a high lunge. So leave your left heel lifted. Either crawl your hand up your leg or power through that foot and sweep your arms up, finding your high lunge. Keep pressing up through that thigh, back thigh. My voice got really weird there, sorry. Keep pressing up through your back thigh and reaching up through the fingertips. All right, we're gonna do a couple of lean forwards here. So we're gonna do it all from the hips. So no curving of the back. Don't take your shoulders forward. We wanna keep a nice big straight back. Take a breath in, exhale, beach ball towards the top of the mat. Inhale, bring that ball back up. Exhale, lean forward from the hips. Bring it back up. One more time, reaching it forward. And bringing it back up. Go ahead and frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. This time, take your left toes up, send your left foot forward, plant it in between your hands, get your back foot situated for stability and either crawl your hands up or sweep them up, high lunge on the other side. Take a look, is your left knee in line right over your left ankle? Hold on to that beach ball, give yourself lots of resistance. Take a breath in and exhale, bring it forward. Bring it back up and lean forward. All the way back up, nice strong back leg here. As you take it one more time towards the top of the mat. Reach it back up, frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, come to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold it down, bend your knees, sweep your arms up, chair pose. And rise all the way up. And hands come down to your heart center. Okay, we'll do it again with Warrior One this time instead of high lunge. Warrior One, we want our back heel now on the ground, toes at a 45-degree angle towards the upper corner of your mat, okay? So get your feet all situated. Got to do our chair poses. Thighs back and apart, abs up and in. Take a breath in, bend your knees, send your hips back, sweep your arms down towards the mat, and then up towards your ears, chair pose. And forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, either plank or downward facing dog. If you are in plank, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press up, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take your right toes up off of the mat. Bring your right foot forward, plant it in between your hands. Get your back foot situated, heel comes down to the earth. You might need to step it in and out just a little bit. When you're ready, come up. I like to start with my hands on my hips here in Warrior One. It's a nice little reminder of where they need to be. Get my foot situated, knee in line right over the ankle, and then bring my arms up. Keep trying to draw that right glute towards your left foot. Take a breath in here. Exhale, reach towards the top of your mat. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, reach it forward. Inhale it up. Nice, strong, steady lower half as you take it forward. And bring it back up. All right, go ahead and frame that foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Bring your left toes up, bring them forward, plant them in between the hands. Now get your right foot situated for Warrior One. When you're ready, bring it up, do a little check-in. Reach your arms up whenever you're ready. Give yourself that tension, squeeze onto that beach ball. Take a breath in, exhale, bring it forward. Inhale it up, exhale it forward. Inhale, and exhale. All the way back up. Frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, journey to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, send your hips back, sweep your arms up, Uttanasana, chair pose. And rise all the way up. And hands come down to your heart center. All right, I'm actually getting warm down here in the basement. So either it's a nice day or we're working. All right, we're gonna do one more variation of Sun B. We are gonna end up in a pyramid pose, so go ahead and grab those blocks or soup cans, whatever you need, if you know that you need a little extra length. When you're ready, get your feet, your foundation situated for your chair pose. Abs up and in, shoulders down your back, bend your knees, bring your fingertips down and sweep them up. Chair pose. And forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, take a plank pose. And lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your right toes up, please. Send them on through, plant them down. Get your left foot situated for your Warrior One. Heel comes down, toes point out at an angle. Hips square to the top of the mat. Reach your arms up whenever you're ready. Okay. Really get your foundation here. So keep on drawing that right glute towards your left heel. Squeeze it all in. Take your hands behind your back. Take a clasp of your hands. Inhale. Straighten your knuckles towards the ground, rolling your shoulders back. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you want a little bit more, take a breath in. Exhale, lean forward, just like we did, halfway, crown of the head towards the top of your mat. Either stay here, or if you want to take it deeper, start to take that right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Let the crown of your head hang down towards the earth, and start to roll your knuckles up towards the sky. Get a really big shoulder stretch here. Really start to take those shoulders nice and open. Keep pulling back through the right hip. Pressing evenly through both feet. And then slowly bring it back up. Release the clasp, reach up, and then let's straighten that front leg. If you've lost the hips here, pull back through the right hip, forward with the left. Hold on to that beach ball, lots of tension right by your ears. Take a breath in and exhale, reach it forward. And now take your fingertips down to those blocks or all the way down to the earth. Leaving your spine extended, crown of the head is still reaching towards the top of the mat here. Take a breath in here and then exhale, sink your stomach down towards your thigh. Keeping all that length in your spine. Pull back through your right hip if it started to come forward. Keep inhaling for length and exhaling to deepen. Put a slight bend in your right knee. Bring yourself back up and put a full bend into your warrior one. Go ahead and frame your foot and step back, downward facing dog. Left toes off the mat, please. And bring them forward, planting them in between those hands. Right foot gets flat to the earth. Hips square to the front. Find your warrior one, left foot forward. Once you feel nice and strong and steady here, draw on that left glute towards your right foot. Take your hands behind your back. And then switch the grip, opposite thumb on top so it feels awkward. Straighten through the elbows, knuckles pointing down towards the earth. Put that bend back in your front knee if we lost it. Take a breath in here. Exhale from the hip, lean forward halfway. Either stay here or continue to take that left shoulder to the inside of your left knee, letting the crown of the head hang down towards the earth and letting the knuckles draw up towards the sky, maybe even towards the top of your mat. Keep pressing through both feet. Don't forget to breathe. And slowly start to pull it back up. Release the grip. Reach it up and say, Straighten through your front leg. And now really say, Pull back through that hip, the left hip. Take a breath in, hold your beach ball. Exhale it towards the top of your mat. Now release those fingertips down to your blocks or down to the earth. Again, keeping that straight spine, keep pulling your head towards the top of the mat. Sit bones back and apart. Take another breath in this way. Exhale, release your stomach down towards your thigh. All right, slight bend in that knee as you come back up. Reach your arms up, put a full bend in your knee, back into your warrior one. And then frame that foot, step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, come to the top of your mat, forward fold. Hips up towards the sky, stomach down towards your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold it down, bend your knees, sweep your arms up, Uttanasana, chair pose. And rise all the way up. And hands down to your heart center. Grab a sip of water. I would say we're warm, right? It's sort of like warm up sequences, you know, all mooshed together. Okay, let's start to play with some balance. What are we gonna do here? Okay, so let's find our nice, strong, steady Tadasana. Remember, find those hip bones, those little hip points, and take a look down. Make sure your knees and your toes are in line. Bring your hands to heart center. Take your thighs back and apart. Press evenly through your feet. Pull up through the abs, down through the shoulders. Feel really strong and steady here, and we're going to shift the weight to your right foot. But remember, don't let that right hip pop out. We're just shifting the weight, not everything over to the right, okay? Weight to the right side, come up onto your left toes, draw your left knee up. Really pull that right hip in. Flex through your left foot. Take your right hand to your hip, so it reminds you to stay there, and your left hand to your knee. And then slowly open up your knee to the left. Keep drawing this right hip back, left knee back. And then bring it back to center. Can we do that again? Knee comes out and back to center. Keep holding onto that hip so it doesn't move as you do it one more time. And then back to center. Take that foot down, shake it out. Get your strong Tadasana here. Everything's in the right place. Just shift your weight to the left foot without the left hip popping out. Come onto your right toes. Right knee draws up, flexing through that foot. Bring your left hand to your left hip, right hand to your knee. Keep drawing your left hip in and back, and then open up your right knee as far to the right as you can without losing the integrity of that hip. And back to center, and out to the right. Ooh, I'm losing it. Back to center, one more time. And to the center, and down, and shake it out. So I could see myself on the screen. I was letting my left hip pop out, and then I was losing my balance because of it. So we gotta always remember, keep drawing everything inward. Easier said than done, right? Okay, so we're gonna do it again. We're gonna come into tree pose. So this time, shifting the weight back to your right foot, come onto those left toes, draw your left knee up, leaving your hands at heart center, open up your left knee to the left. And then either take your toes down to the mat, down to your calf, or grab for the ankle and bring your foot into your upper thigh, finding your tree pose. If you're in your upper thigh, just really press your foot into thigh, thigh into foot for stability, and so that foot doesn't slip on your beautiful yoga pants. Keep drawing the knee away and the right hip back. Maybe grow your branches. Bring your hands back to heart center. We're gonna slowly release the foot, bringing the knee back in towards us. And then we're gonna step that left foot back and find a high lunge. Trust the earth behind you. I got a little wobbly there. Really firm up through your lower half. When you're ready, reach your arms up. And then spin your back foot flat and find your warrior two pose. Right foot forward, left foot back. Take your hand to your knee, hand to your hip, and let's give them both that nice little pull back to let ourselves get nice and even to the long side of our mat. Keeping all of that there, reach your arms out, take a look over your right fingertip, flip your right palm, and reverse your warrior. Bring your arms back through center, reach towards the top of the mat, bend that right elbow, place your forearm on your thigh, reach your left arm up, leave it up all the way facing towards the sky, and then pull your shoulder blade down your back. And now reach the fingertips over your ears. Keep reaching through the fingertips, but pulling down through the shoulder. Okay, we want to try to lift, we want to try to take the curve out of these lower ribs, your right ribs. So lengthen your body towards the top of the mat and pull up towards the sky. And then bring your arm back behind you and reach up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Pull back to that back hip if it came forward. Reach towards the top of your mat and then open up into your triangle pose, finding 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock with your arms. Nice stacked shoulders, taking your hand to your leg, maybe down to a block, maybe down to the earth. Keep reaching up through the left fingertips and back with the left hip. Even weight in both feet, maybe take your gaze up to your fingertips. Use your side body, pull yourself all the way back up and bend into your warrior two. Windmill your hands, frame your foot, finding a brief runner's lunge here. Okay, we're gonna step forward, so but into a standing split. So press through your right foot, lift your left toes up, flex through your foot, and then draw that left hip down so it's even with your right, and try to take your heel up a little closer to the sky. And then release the foot down to the earth, forward fold. Inhale, bring it up, halfway lift, and exhale, fold it down. Inhale, all the way up, and hands to your heart center. We'll do it on the other side. So nice, strong, steady Tadasana. Get your foundation set as you shift your weight to the left foot, come onto your right toes, and bring your right knee up. We're gonna find your tree pose, so take your knee out to the right, and then either bring your toes down to the earth, foot into your calf, or foot into your thigh. Remember to keep drawing your hip points in. Maybe grow your branches. Try to look at something that's not moving. Bring your hands back down to your heart center. Release the foot, bring the knees back into the center, and then slowly step it back, finding your high lunge. I am so wobbly on my left side. I don't know what's wrong. I got it on my right today. Just can't make it happen. Spin your back foot flat, find your warrior two on the other side. Left knee is in line over your ankle, pressing evenly through both feet. Take your left hand to your knee, right hand to your hip. Give them both a little pull back until you feel your whole torso even with the long side of the mat. Try to keep all that integrity as you reach your arms out and send your gaze over your left fingertips. Knee is right over that ankle. Leave it there as you reverse your warrior, pressing the left hand towards the wall behind you. Keep reaching through the fingertips for lots of length. And bring it back to center, warrior two. Reach towards the top of the mat, and then take that forearm onto your thigh. Reach your right arm up. Plug your right shoulder down, and then reach your fingertips over your ears. Again, drawing towards the top of the mat, and then away from your thigh. And then bring that right arm back behind you, lift yourself up, warrior two. Straighten through that front leg, reach towards the top of the mat, and then tick-tock your arms open into your triangle pose on this side. Keep pressing evenly through both feet. And then you use your side body to pull yourself all the way back up, bending briefly into your warrior two, just long enough to windmill those hands. Total runner's lunge right here, spinning onto the ball of your right foot. Press down through your left foot, lift your right toes up, standing splits, top of your mat. Again, right hip pulls down, heel draws up, and then forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. My head is in my stairwell, and hands to your heart center. Grab a sip of water. Gonna have to readjust my mats here a little bit. I keep on running out of room. Okay, let's see here. Okay, in this next series, we're going to do the three-legged dog where we stack the hip. I'm gonna give an option for flip dog. I think most of you have done this before or have seen it before. So you know that what it is when you draw, let's see, we'll bend through the right knee and draw that foot over to the left. If you wanna keep on taking the foot to the left until it hits the ground and you reach your arm up and over, it is flip dog. It's pretty satisfying the first time you do it when you just trust that the ground is there. If it is not in your practice, just hold your three-legged dog, okay? So let's all take a deep breath in. Inhale, your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, find a plank pose. And lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, into your back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, as promised, lift those right toes up, bend your right knee, and let's stack that right hip on top of your left. Before you do anything else, just keep drawing the heel towards the glute and the knee up towards the sky. And then if you'd like to take that flip dog option, you keep drawing that right foot to the left, bringing your right fingertips off of the earth, let your foot hit the earth down, spin your, left toes straight. I'm gonna reach your hand back towards the camera and give me a wave. Say hello. All right, flip it back around, coming into your three-legged dog, raising your right leg up, and then draw your right foot forward, plant it between your feet, spin your back foot flat, come right up into a warrior two pose. Get your foundation here. This time, flip both palms up towards the sky, reach your hands towards the top of the mat, and then bring your left arm up and bring your left arm over and hold on to your beach ball. Squeeze it, love it. Pretend like you're at the beach. Maybe you're warm enough to actually imagine it. Leave that beach ball in your hands as you reach it up towards the sky, and then take that beach ball to the back of your mat for modified reverse warrior. Bring it back up to center, traditional warrior two. Windmill your hands, frame your foot, and step back, downward facing dog. All right, take your left toes up this time, bend your knee, stack that left hip on top of your right. Again, just take a moment here to really concentrate on this twist. And then if you'd like to, keep drawing that left foot over towards the right side of the mat, reaching your left fingertips up and in front. And give me a wave, aloe. Flip it back around, three-legged dog, left foot is extended, and then bring it forward, plant it in between your hands, spin your back foot flat, warrior two. Flip both palms to face the sky, reach towards the top of your mat, left arm comes up over your ear, and then forward to grab that beach ball at the top of your mat. Pull back through the right shoulders if they dip forward like mine. And then pull that beach ball up to the top and then over towards the back of your mat. Don't lose the bend in your front knee. Keep squeezing it hard. Bring it back up to center. And warrior two. It's hard to talk through all that. Windmill your hands, frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. And release your knees down to the earth. Bring your big toes to touch, knees spread wide, come into a quick child's pose. Let your forehead hit the mat. Give yourself a quick breather. If you need a sip of water, this would be a good time to grab one. We're about to keep on moving and grooving. What time is it? All right. And then press up into a tabletop position, bringing your knees back to neutral. Hips in line over your knees, shoulders in line over your wrists. Okay, we're gonna do a couple of wrist stretches here. So turn your right fingertips to face your knees. So right fingertips are forward. Left fingertips are forward, right fingertips are facing your knees. And if this is enough, stay here. If you can deepen it, start to shift your weight back just to whatever works for you to stretch out the wrist. And then bring it back to neutral. Flip the fingertips back to face the front, and this time take the left fingertips to face your knee. Either stay here or sink your hips back just a little bit to deepen this wrist stretch. Bring it back to neutral, flip it around. This time, take the top of your right hand down to the mat. So fingertips are facing your knee again, but we didn't turn our wrist. We just took the top of the hand down, okay? And then again, sink your hips back to stretch this out. I love this one when I'm on the computer too much. Keep pressing the fingernails down into the mat. Bring it back up to neutral. Flip that hand back, and we'll do it with the left. This time, top of the left hand comes down to the mat, fingertips towards the left knee. Okay, press all the fingernails down into the mat and then sink your hips back just a little bit. And bring it forward. Come back into neutral tabletop position. Let's sit back on our heels, swing your feet around, and we'll come onto our backs. So come up to your backs, or not up, down to your backs. Draw your feet off of the mat. So we are going to bend at the knees, calves are parallel to the earth, toes are flexed, okay? So we're gonna do some ab bracing. So the most important thing is to pull your belly button down into your spine. You don't want any curve in your back here, okay? So whatever you do, don't let yourself be able to get your fingers underneath here. So really keep pressing your belly button down, 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 spine, nice and flat. And you wanna keep that as much as you can. And this is already a bit of an ab workout. Take your hands to your thighs, right above your knees. And then without releasing that stomach, keep on flattening the spine to the earth. Press your thighs into your hands, hands into your thighs. We haven't done ab bracing in a while, and I love this one. It's the sneaky ab workout. And release. Let your feet come down for a moment. We'll do it again. All right, bring the heels up, bend the knees, flex the feet. Draw that belly button into your spine, flatten your back all the way against the mat. Take your hands to your thighs and press hands into thighs, thighs into hands, belly button into spine. Everything should be shaking right now. If it's not, do it harder. And release. Let the toes come down for just a moment. We're going to do that one more time because it's so much fun. Go ahead and take the feet up, bending at the knees. Spine nice and flat against the earth, hands to your thighs, and press hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Keep on holding it. You can do it, don't let go. Just a little bit longer. And release. Ah, feet come down. Whew, I'm out of breath. All right, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug in. Rock and roll side to side just a little bit. Loosen up those hips and that back just a little bit more if we haven't already. And you can either roll to one side to press yourself up or cross your feet at the ankles. Rock and roll the length of your spine and come up into a seated position. Swing your legs around and come up, downward facing dog. All right, we are going to do our first side plank of the day from downward facing dog. If you remember your knee down in that gate pose and you don't think you have side plank in you right now, you can always take your knees back down, swing your right foot behind you and find a side plank with your knee down. You can also take your foot into a kickstand, bringing your left foot forward for stability, okay? We'll walk through it. Take your right hand to the center of the mat, spin to the outside edge of your right foot, and then either you can bring your hand to your hip, either bring your left toes forward for a kickstand or stack your foot one in front of the other, or maybe one on top of the other. Bring this left hip up towards the sky. When you're ready, reach your left arm up towards the sky. Swing that left hand down, come back into your downward facing dog. Come down to your knees for just a moment. So one of the things with side plank, I like to do it from downward facing dog because number one, our hips are already up really high. And number two, we're already at an angle with our arms. So you don't want your shoulder in line right over your wrist. You want it at a slight angle in front of you, not down, and that's going to take some pressure off of your wrist, okay? Roll out your wrist if you need to. And then we'll come up and we'll do it on the other side. So again, lots of options. You've got your knee, you've got your kickstand, you've got one foot in front of the other, or one foot stacked on the other. Bring your hips up, downward facing dog. Bring your left hand to the center of the mat, come to the nice edge of that left foot, and find your side plank on this side, either kickstand, foot in front of the other, or foot stacked. Again, hips go up. When you're ready, arm reaches up. Nice, big, beautiful side plank. Go ahead and take that right hand down. Come back into your downward facing dog for just a moment. And come on, I'm sorry, not to your knees. Bend your knees and look forward. Then exhale, come to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Take opposite hands to opposite elbows. Let the crown of your head hang heavy into a ragdoll position. Let your hips keep drawing up towards the sky. Crown of the head down. All right, release your hands down to the mat. We're going to do gorilla pose. So take, like we did with those wrist stretches, you want to take the tops of your hands down to the mat and slide your fingers underneath your foot so your toes are on the palm of your hand, okay? Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands underneath there. Okay, and then we're going to make this a shoulder stretch though. So press your toes firmly into the top of your hands. Straighten your legs as much as you can, put as much bend as you need to, but then start to pull up through the hands as you press down through the toes. So give yourself some resistance here. Stretch out the shoulders as you keep trying to pull those feet off of the earth, but pressing down through the feet so that you can't. Keep taking your hips up a little higher. Okay, and then release that tension. Walk your hands out. Come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Release it down and all the way up. And hands come down to your heart center. Shake it out. Wrists, shoulders, legs, do a little dance, whatever you need to do. All right, let's see here what we have time for. Okay. Grab a block if you need it. I'll just let you know that we are going to end up in a Halfmoon Pose. No, I lied. Grab two if you need them for Warrior 3. We're going to do Warrior 3. So you may or may not need blocks for it. If you don't have blocks, but you know that you can't balance on the one leg firmly, you can always just take your back foot, take your toes down to the earth and do it this way and just practice on drawing your toes up, okay? If warrior three is in your practice, we'll take it all the way. All right, so stand nice and strong and steady. Draw those hip points in towards the midline, thighs back and apart. We're gonna shift the weight to the right side, come onto those left toes, draw your left knee up. And then we're gonna slowly start to hinge forward. So this is where if you wanna take your fingertips down to your block or leave them at heart center and extend your left leg back behind you. Before you do anything else with your arms, whether on your blocks or at your heart center, turn your toes to face the earth and press the heel behind you. Crown of the head forward, and then maybe take your arms forward or off the blocks. And then bring your fingertips all the way down to the earth or to those blocks. We're gonna do a standing split here. This time, let your left hip stack on top of your right. Get your heel up a little bit higher. And then draw that left hip back down, even with your right, trying to leave your foot extended. And then release it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, then exhale, fold. Let's inhale all the way back up, and hands come down to your heart center. We'll do it on the other side. Start to shift the weight to your left foot, come onto your right toes, draw your right knee up, and then we're slowly gonna hinge forward at the hips, slowly extending your right foot behind you, hands either at heart center or down to your blocks. Try to extend your leg. If you need your toes down for stability, go right ahead. I just dropped mine. Get yourself all nice and square and strong. And then if you'd like to, extend your arms or try to remove them off of the blocks. Bring your hands all the way down to the mat. Standing splits, stack your right hip all the way on top of your left as much as you can. Extend your heel up and then draw the right hip back down in line with your left. And release down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And hands down to your heart center. Okay, we're going to do it again. This time from our standing split, we're gonna let our foot fall backwards into a runner's lunge, okay? If that feels like that might be a little too much impact, you can always take your foot down and then step your foot back, okay? So shift the weight to your right foot, come onto your left toes, draw your left knee up, start to find your warrior three, whatever variation works for you. Extend through the arms or remove them from the blocks. And then take your hands down for your standing splits. This time, leave your hips square, reach your heel up. And then, like I said, you can either drop your left toes down and step them back or put a slight bend, put a bend in your right knee, and then reach your left toes back behind you, finding your runner's lunge. All right, spin your back foot flat and open up, warrior two. We're gonna come into one more side angle here. Reach towards the top of the mat, bend your elbow across your knee, left arm comes up, left arm comes over the ear. Pull back through the left shoulder, reach up through the right rib cage. And then if you'd like to, extend your fingertips down to your block or down to the earth, finding your side angle. And then pull that left arm back, reach up with your right, flip your right palm, and reverse your warrior. Come back to your warrior two, windmill your arms, frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, come to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale it up halfway, and exhale, fold it down. Inhale, reach it up, and hands down to your heart center. Okay, other side. Shift the weight to your left foot, come onto your right toes, go ahead and draw that knee up, and then slowly hinge from the hips, reach your right foot back, finding your version of warrior three. Wherever you are, turn the toes to face the mat, press the heels towards the back of the mat, firm up through your standing thigh, maybe reach your arms forward or off the block. Bring your hands down to your heart, or to the floor. Leave your hips square, even with each other. Raise your heel up for standing split. Put a bend in your left knee. Reach your right foot back for a runner's lunge. Spin your back foot flat. Pull yourself up, warrior two. Reach towards the top of the mat. Forearm to the thigh. Reach your right arm up and over. Get yourself all in position. Pull back through the right hip. Right shoulder. Take a breath in here. Keep reaching through the fingertips. And then bring those left fingertips down to the earth or to a block. Reach your right arm behind you and up to the left, warrior two. Windmill your hands, frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. And bring your knees down to the earth and sit back on your heels. Okay, we are going to do one more round of side planks. Wherever you were in your first round, I don't know what's going on with my hair, I apologize. Wherever you were with your first round, I want you to try the next step up. So if you brought your knees down and came into the supported version, I would encourage you to try to come into the kickstand version. If you were in kickstand version, I would encourage you to take one foot in front of the other for some stability. If this is where you were, try to stack one foot on top of the other. If this is where you were, I want you to start to draw your top foot up. Okay? So wherever you were last time, I want you to try to take it to the next bus stop up. If that stop is not where you are or where you're comfortable or what you can do, take it back down. But you never know until you try. So just try to take it one step further, okay? Let's come back up into a downward facing dog. Hips up to the sky. Okay, so leaving your arm at this nice slight angle, perfect. Everything is just perfect in this downward facing dog. Take that right hand closer to the middle of the mat, spin to the knife edge of your right foot, and find your next variation of your side plank. Being sure to first get your foundation before you take it a step further. Once you've found it, go ahead and swing back around, coming back to your downward facing dog. Maybe come down to your knees. Give yourself a quick break before we do the other side. When you're ready, downward facing dog, please. Take that left hand to the center of the mat, come to the knife edge of your left foot. Find your side plank on the other side, going nice and slowly through it. Before you take anything further, feel strong and steady right where you are. And then bring your hand back down, downward facing dog. Come on down to your knees, give yourself a quick break. We're gonna come into Pigeon Prep next. I like to do it from downward facing dog. If from this tabletop, you just wanna bring your knee forward and find it from here, feel free. Otherwise, curl your toes, press your hips up, downward facing dog. Bring your right foot up, draw your knee in towards your nose, and then take your knee down to the earth behind your right wrist and try to get your ankle in line behind your left. Take your back knee down and then do whatever manual adjustments you need to start to set up for Pigeon Prep. Take a look back, make sure a nice straight line all the way from your hip to your toes. Press your toenails down to the mat so top of the foot is down on the mat. Take your right hand to your right knee, left hand to your ankle. And then pull your shoulders so everything is even with the front of the mat and pull back to this right hip. If you have a block or a pillow and you want to stuff something underneath there for support, go for it. But otherwise, just keep drawing those hips evenly back and then down. You can crawl your hands forward, come onto your forearms, onto a block, onto a pillow. Take a pause, pull back through the right hip, and then press down evenly through the right and the left, and then keep lowering down until you can find your comfortable spot to put your pigeon to sleep. Just keep drawing back and down evenly through the hips. Don't dump over onto your right side. Okay, slowly start to press yourself back up. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee, and then swing your front leg around. Come back into your downward facing dog. We'll do it on the other side. So left toes come up and then draw your left knee forward, place it on the mat behind your left wrist, taking your your left ankle behind your right wrist. Do whatever manual adjustments you need. Get yourself as parallel as you can. Doesn't mean you have to be parallel, okay? Curl your back toes under. Nice straight line. Left hand to the knee, right hand to the ankle. Pull those shoulders back, pull the hips back, left hip back, right hip forward. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Slowly crawl forward, coming about halfway to your comfort level, and then really draw back through that left hip, and then evenly press down to the right and the left. And then continue to lower yourself down to whatever level is comfortable for you. I swear I could stay here all day. Back in the day when I very first started doing yoga, oh, I would dread this moment through all of class because I knew Pigeon Prep was coming. And I would seriously spend the entire class stressing out about how much I disliked being here. And now it's like, I just crave it. I wait for it every practice. If it doesn't come, I do it after practice. Funny how things change. All right, press yourself back up. Curl those back toes, lift your knee, and swing back up. Find your downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Press down through the knuckles. Drag the finger pads towards the top of the mat. Press the chest towards the thighs, heels towards the floor. And then come on down to your knees. And swing it around, come onto your bottoms. All right, let's let your left leg go long and then bend through your right knee, taking the foot to the inside of the right thigh for Uttanasana. Flex through the left foot, move the flesh away from your sit bones so you're nice and connected. Sit up really, really tall. Take a breath in, reach your arms all the way up, turn your torso over your left knee, and then reach towards the top of the mat, just like we did. Hold on to that beach ball, squeeze it tight. Keep reaching it forward. Keep trying to take that beach ball all the way off of your mat in the front. And then release your hands down wherever they are. Inhaling towards those toes and exhaling down towards that thigh. And then crawl your hands back up. We'll do it on the other side. Let your right leg go long. Bend through the left knee, taking the inside, or the bottom, I guess not the inside, the bottom of your left foot to the inside of your thigh. Do whatever you need to do to get yourself grounded. Sitting up nice and tall, flex through that foot. Inhale, reach up, grab that beach ball, give it lots of resistance. Take a breath in and then exhale, take it towards the top of the mat. Hold it there, take it a little bit further towards the top of the mat, and then release it down. Let your hands hang heavy wherever they land. But continue to reach through the spine and then sinking down with your exhale. And then crawl it back up. Let's leave this left knee bent. Maybe move it away from your thigh a little bit and then pull your right foot in for Tadasana. So taking all four corners of your feet to touch, butterfly, cobbler's pose, Uttanasana. Hold on to the feet or the ankles or the calves, whatever is accessible to you. Sit up really nice and tall, and then without touching your legs, draw your knees down towards the mat, opening them up like a book. Keep drawing your shoulders back, then crown of the head up. Take a breath in here and either stay here, or if you'd like to on your exhale, bring your heart towards your toes. If you've taken the slight forward fold, bring it back up. And then let both legs go long on the mat in front of you. Flex through the feet, toes towards the knees, sitting up nice and tall here. Inhale, reach your arms up. You know what I'm gonna say, hold on to it nice and tight. Take another breath in, and on your exhale, Draw those hands all the way towards the top of the mat. Pause part way. Take them forward a little bit more as if you're trying to take it off the mat. And then reach it down. Release that tension, but keep that length. And then crawl it back up. Come onto your back. Give yourself a nice big hug in. All right, bring your, keep your knees bent, but bring them like when we did with the ab bracing. So their calves are parallel to the earth, feet are flexed. And then cactus your arms, bringing the tops of the hands, backs of the hands down to the mat, okay? If this isn't comfortable, you can let your arms go out all the way long. Okay, keep your ankles and your knees in line if you can. Take a breath in and then draw both knees over towards the right side, trying to leave your left shoulder pinned down. Eventually, you're going to lose some of that, the integrity of the pose, the way you had your feet and your ankles, but try really hard to leave your ankles in line with your knees. And keep on pulling down through the left shoulder. And then use the side body, pull it back up. Again, trying to keep the feet flexed, everything nice and in line. Pause, just like where we were in the ab bracing. Pin down through the right shoulder. Don't let it come up as you let your knees and your feet and your ankles go over to the left. And then use the side body, bring it back up and hug yourself back in, wrapping your arms around your legs. Rock and roll your spine back and forth a little bit. And we're going to take a happy baby pose here. So take the feet towards the sky, bending the knees towards the earth. Arms come to the insides of the legs, and then reach your hands to the outsides of the feet. And then pull those knees down. Draw your tailbone down. And again, if this isn't accessible to you, you can always take both hands to one foot, letting the other leg either foot down or extended long, and then just take half happy baby. Do whatever works for you here. If you like to rock and roll from side to side, or maybe straighten one leg at a time, or just continue to work on drawing your tailbone down towards the earth and your knees down towards the earth. Finding whatever position works for you. Whenever you're ready, release this pose. Let your feet go down. Let them go long on the mat. And gently let your feet fall to both sides as you let go of all the muscular energy. Flip your palms so your palms are facing up towards the sky. Maybe roll those shoulders around until you can find a comfortable spot where you can just let them go. Stop pulling your belly button in towards your spine. And just let gravity naturally take it there. Close your eyes. Turn off the mind, but don't lose sight of everything around you. Acknowledge your breath. Acknowledge your body. Acknowledge your practice. If your awareness has drifted off, start to bring it back. Deepening your breath, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Reach your arms overhead towards the back of your mat, feet towards the top. Give yourself a nice big morning stretch. And then gently draw your knees back into your chest for one last big hug in. And then gently roll to one side using your arm as a pillow. And slowly press yourself back up to a seated position. Your choice, eyes open or eyes closed. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. The light and love in me honors the light and love in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Oh, either Sandy or I, whoever gets there first, will unmute you, or you can unmute yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Ooh,
Thank you.
hair is looking interesting. Hope you're all feeling good and loose. Don't forget, sign up for level 1 outdoor yoga with Sandy. Big, beautiful space, 10 feet apart. It is tomorrow night at 5:30 in Lake Zurich. So after you register, we'll send you the address. It's just a couple minutes away from the studio. Would really love to see you there. We had a really nice turnout last Wednesday for that class, so we're really hoping to have the same for this Monday. So please do join us. And let us know if you have any questions or any requests.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you guys.
Namaste. Susan, if I want to buy a block, do you want me to send you an email?
You know what? I'll just put it on the list right now if you told me that. We only have one left at the studio, I think. So when we put our order in, I'll know that you want one. You just want one?
One, because I have one.
Oh, perfect. We ordered the cork ones. Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, I think I have the same brand, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Okay.
one. I want the Jade Yoga.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we have. We either have the Jade or the Gaiam, but it'd be about this. Yeah, I think that's the ones we have. I don't remember.
Yeah, I want a Jade one to be.
Okay. We might have switched to Gaiam. I'll take a look, but it'll be about the same.
Thank you.
Susan,
Thanks. Yes, Jane.
can you, those last words you just said about your watch your thoughts, can you email those to me or put them on your site?
Absolutely.
That was wonderful.
It's one of my very most favorite quotes. I try to look up the origin. It's accredited to so many different people because some people have used it, but no one really knows who started it.
I thought I shouldn't stop in the middle and start writing it down. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll email it to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great
You're
afternoon.
welcome.
Everybody,
You
bye
too.
now.
Bye, Jane.
Bye, guys. Good seeing you guys.